Hello. Welcome to Healthy by Choice, the podcast that's here to ignite your belief in what's truly possible for your health and well-being. Hi, I'm Dr. Kerry, and what lights me up is empowering others. My mission has always been to inspire you to take your health seriously and give you the tools to understand your body on a deeper, more meaningful level. In each episode, we'll explore the healing power of nature, the role of real food as medicine, and how intentional movement can restore balance to your body and mind. So whether you're on a journey of prevention, recovery, or simply seeking more vitality, this podcast is your reminder. You hold the power to heal. Thanks so much for joining me. Hi, friends. Welcome back. Thank you for being with me, and thank you for spending the time. Today, I want to talk about and share some ideas that could be calming or stress relievers. I feel like we talk about this in the office fairly often, and I have these conversations with myself and with my friends and in my friend group. So if you need to calm yourself or bring yourself back to center, these are some ideas. And I think most importantly, it starts with making a decision. So you want to make the decision that you want to relax or, feel safe, feel good right now. And it's really important also to recognize it's not an assignment, right? This isn't like shaking your finger. You really need to relax. It's a choice. It's a choice to feel better and to choose calm whenever possible, because calm is a practice. So number one probably is walk away from input. Stop your scrolling. Give yourself a moment of just rest with no outside input, no screens, no scrolling, just some relaxation time, number one. So we want to give our nervous system the signal of safety and then repeat that. So speaking of repeat, one of the things I do, and I've said this before, I just tell myself, in this moment, I am safe. And sometimes I will combine that with breathing, right? It can be inhale, in this moment, exhale, I am safe. And I let that be the conversation that I have in the back of my head. So if a tape is scrolling, it might as well be positive, right? Then there's the option to do a physiological sigh, right? That's when we inhale through the nose and add the extra 2 seconds. And then exhale really slowly from your mouth. And you can repeat that several times. So inhale, then add to your inhale, and then slowly exhale. Those longer exhales is another option, just doing the count of 4 in, count of 6 out. And, we want to avoid any forcing, right? Any huge breaths. Just take it slow. Let your nervous system calm down and trust that in this moment you are safe. I like the idea of orienting. So when we look around and notice 5 neutral or pleasant things, and just let your eyes tell your brain there is no immediate emergency. In this moment, I am safe. So my dog is asleep on the other sofa. My glass of water is half full. I have a beautiful pillow on my other chair. I have a Peloton, and I have all of my coloring pencils and my coloring book next to me. It's just an orientation. Feel the support. So if your feet are on the floor or if your back is against the furniture or the chair, just feel yourself touching your furniture. Just feel where you are. That can be really relaxing. It goes with the grounding exercise. I think we talked about this in another episode. It's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you recognize 5 things that you can see. Identify 4 things that you can feel and 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And of course, sometimes there aren't sounds, so you can, of course, imagine sounds and just comfortable sense if you want to call to your mind what 2 different things smell like, and then take a slow breath and observe whether anything has, shifted. It's really important if you're experiencing any stress or anxiety or overwhelm to bring yourself into your body and ground yourself in the moment. And that is going to happen when you recognize things like the senses in this moment. And speaking of that, always change your environment, right? If you want to burn a candle, if you want to put a diffuser, or I like to take an essential oil and put it on a tissue and put the tissue like inside of my bra or in my pocket or something, or near me. Always dim the lights. For me, that's just really, really important. Reducing any noise if possible, or change your environment. Go outside or go inside and smell what smells are present. And just sometimes hold something. You can hold a stone, of course, but just holding something. Sometimes something warm, sometimes something cold. It'll bring your attention to what you're doing and away from what you were thinking about, which is ideally, what you want to do. But don't forget to use nature as a nervous system medicine as well. If it's possible, go feel the sunlight. Just listen to the birds. Look at the horizon, or even just walk up to a tree. Be a tree hugger. Walk up to a tree and put your hand on the tree, if not, hugging it. But also hug a tree. It's really good for you and for the tree. I like to do legs up the wall. I think we've talked about this a lot, but you get your butt as close to the wall as you can and put your legs straight up. 5 to 10 minutes is about all I can comfortably do for my low back, but it is really grounding for me, and it takes my brain out of the other stuff. Sometimes I just use calming self-talk, and I will, as I said, in this moment, I am safe, or I don't have any problems to solve right now, or there's nothing I can do right now, or, whatever. But just coming up with or making up some self-talk is great. You can certainly create rituals. I highly recommend rituals. And that's bigger picture stuff. Like, it's not necessarily in this moment. There's something happening that I need to change. But if you need to reach out to a friend, the magic of this current modern day, we can text, we can send a voice message, we can call, we can, all this email, all the stuff. But if you need to connect with a friend, always a good idea. Anything you can do to move emotion through the body and let yourself calm down is really good. I really think, anytime I change my scenery, anytime I change my mindset, anytime I bring myself back into current situations, I get it that things may have seemed frustrating or anxious, but it definitely gets better. So, of course, you can do the old tricks of counting backward, backwards from 100, backwards from 20, whatever. Use temperature, get a cold washcloth or a hot washcloth. Any of that stuff is always available. Oh my gosh, there's just no way this is true. But as I am trying to record a podcast about stress relievers, I'm totally finding myself grinding my teeth and like clenching, because first, I have a loaner vehicle right now, and for no apparent reason, the alarm is going off. And even when I went on YouTube and I Googled what car this is and why the alarm is going off, randomly the alarm is going off. clearly it's annoying, but also I feel responsible that that doesn't happen in the neighborhood while people are trying to sleep at night. And so I came inside and I tried to record a podcast about stress relievers. And then the alarm was going off on this loaner car. And I was like, well, Louise Hay will tell you to do things like, beat the pillow or go in your car and scream with the windows up or, drive around with loud music and yell. And I'm like, no, jumping up and down and doing jumping jacks or in this moment I am safe really isn't going to do it. I need to get my thoughts clear so that I can figure this out. I have to be smarter than this car, at least overnight until I can get it back to the shop and they can figure out what's wrong with it. Number one. Number two, Zaya, of course, decided she had to make all this noise next to me. And I'm like, well, I just have to be patient and wait it out. So it's annoying, but it's a thing. Oh, so I found myself just breathing and waiting. And, I often tell myself there are people with real problems. I am not one of those people. I just wait it out, wait until she makes a bed and quiets down. And then what are the chances my next door neighbor's house alarm just started going off? And then I sat down to re-record and the house alarm started going off again. And even if you don't hear it, I hear it. And so here I am. Here we are. So basically, the point is really it's about choosing, really it's about deciding and figuring out what works for you. I have so many times talked about tapping, the tapping solution. I love Nick Ortner, that family. I get it. Tapping has been around for longer and it's only made very popular by them. So if you know tapping, EFT, any of that stuff, I'm not trying to discount that there are other tapping, but I use the Tapping Solution app and I just listen to their daily inspiration, or now I know how to tap on my own, so I'll come up with my own protocol, let's just say. But whatever it is, to change my mindset, get up, get a glass of water, put lemon in the water, do something, get a cold water or a warm water or something that will change my mindset where I'm at right now. And really, it's about deciding that I don't want to be anxious, stressed, whatever the words are that feel true, making a decision that I can choose to feel different. And it's pretty easy and pretty accessible when I make that choice. And I just want to offer that to you. I really hope that you have some good practices. Please do feel free to share them. I always love hearing how people calm themselves down. Of course, a child's pose well, any of the poses will do that too, as will exercise, as will, singing, humming, or taking a shower. So I am going to go get in the shower now after I check on my neighbor and make sure everybody's good. And I'm sending you all my love and a big, big hug. Thanks again for being with me. I appreciate you being here.